I'll start with myself. So my focus for the week is to get Chainvine launched. So we want to officially launch the program next week. So that's like the main thing that I'm focusing on this week, is to launch Chainvine. And there's a bunch of things that still need to be done, so I'll spend some time a bit going over that. Next up is I want to help with everything we want to do post ETH Denver in terms of what do we need to do in terms of mentioning what the talks are, do we want to write a blog post, all of that sort of thing. So that's like the second thing, is to help with ETH Denver post event content. And the third thing is there's this onboarding funnel thing that I'm working on, which is basically to make a page that allows people that are new to Web3 learn about how to get involved with Giveth. So that's like the third thing that I'm working on. And it'll also include a email series as well. So someone basically would come to that page, they would learn about how Giveth works, even if they're brand new to Web3. And then they would enter their details and they would learn more. We would send them an email sequence or something like that. Yeah, so that's those are my three things. And I'm not too distracted, but I'm a bit tired because I had 4 other calls today. So I'm a bit tired from that. But besides that, I'm excited to see all of you. And let me pass it on to Suga.
Thanks, Ahmad. Right, so I'll start with distractions. I'm a little bit cold right now. You can see my pink nose. A little bit under the weather. Not really, though. I just came in from outside, so I'm just a little bit cold. But otherwise, everything's great. So, and I also just came back from vacation, which isn't really a distraction, but it means that jumping back in requires a different approach. So I guess that, yeah, quite similar. So things on the horizon are similar to Ahmad. I think I'm going to be helping out with the Chainvine comms, and of course with the ETH Denver comms. And then apart from that, I've been working on some bigger, I always say bigger, but what I mean by bigger is more nebulous type things that don't apply to the entire comms community. I was working on a really highbrow, academic type article on Giveth that I'm trying to place at a reputable journal, kind of that stuff. So kind of in the downtime, I'm doing some of that. And the other thing that I've mentioned recently, which is just helping Common Stack work on a case study thing that's just kind of a really much longer type project. Anyway, so that's all. But hopefully this week I'll be doing just the regular stuff, like the Chainvine and ETH Denver, and anything else anybody has for me, little bits and bobs. And I'll pass it to Kotabe.
Hey, thanks. So on my side, I am feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed. I think that the fleet was really good for me in that sense. My top comms priority for this week, I don't know if it's for the comms, if it's really a comms priority, but I think I need to really follow up on a lot of the conversations that I had at the fleet. What else? And distractions. Well, right now I don't have any distractions, but I'll be a little bit probably working in the background. And I'll pass it to Sarah.
Hey everyone, thanks Kotabe. I am just dropping in for a brief moment today. I have to drop off again at 6:30. My comms focus for this week is making sure that everything is posted to LinkedIn and Facebook to do with ETH Denver and anything else that might be comms related. And looking to wrap up the project survey and get some summary of the results together to see what we've learned. I'm not distracted at the moment, other than I have to drop off in 20 minutes to go and do taxi service. Did you go, Santi? Over to you, Santi.
Thank you, Clara. Everyone feeling good today. My goal for the call is to just update you on the PFP collection. We had some news from my NFT, which are not good news, and had a short meeting with Mitch last night or last evening before they were flying back to Mexico. They said they wouldn't be able to join today because of that. And that's about it, and just sync up on the rest of the stuff that you guys are working on. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Santi. Can you guys hear me? I think things are kind of slow. Okay. I am feeling slightly burnt out after ETH Denver, trying to just like catch back up. My intentions for the call is just to stream. After check-ins, I might not be around if you call on me. We've got to check out of our Airbnb in like an hour, so I've got to get things ready, but I'm going to be streaming and things in the background. My intention, or my focus for the week, comms focus, is just combining all the different people that I met up with at ETH Denver. There's a lot of different opportunities for partnerships and community spotlights, things like that. So just maintaining those conversations and getting all of those resources together in one spot, I think, is my focus for this week for comms. And I will pass it to, who do we have? Soupy?
Hey, Soupy, are you there? All right. No worries. If you want to tell us later on, feel free, but it doesn't look like you're connected. Anyway, cool. All right, everyone. Thanks for the updates, everyone. Let's get started. Yeah, so there's a few common things that a lot of people had here around ETH Denver and planning things out in general. So maybe I can start with ETH Denver. We don't have an epic yet, but we should probably make one. I guess, like, what are the things that we need to do post ETH Denver in terms of, like, what are the tasks or what are the things that we would want to post? So, for example, like, I know that we do need a Medium article, right? We probably need a tweet thread. Do we need to do something for the impact quest, for example, like tweet about that or mention something about that? I'm just trying to think, like, what else do we need? There's also... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ashley.
I know that Almond drafted some tweets for the impact quest because they are going to continue for another week. So I think she already drafted those and gave them to Lauren. So as far as I know, the communications are all in line. Almond is leading that.
All right. Sounds good.
We often do snippets from talks as well, don't we?
Yeah, I was going to mention that, actually, is like... I don't see Almond. Oh, yeah, there she is. Yeah, so we do those, like, mini video snippets, so that would be a good one to do. It's like in a tweet thread, but I'm thinking maybe we have multiple tweet threads. Maybe one of them is just about, like, how it went, basically. So we talk about, like, the impact quest and, like, things that we did on the ground. And then, like, the second one is maybe just for the talks, because then, yeah, like, I feel like this time there was a lot happening on the ground with, like, the partnerships and all the things that were happening. I mean, even though, like, I wasn't there, it just felt like there's a lot that we could put into a thread. And then for the talks, maybe that's a separate one where we do these like video snippets and all of that. All right. Is there anything else that we need to do for 8 Denver before I put it into Epic?
Some nice photos of the team in action. Be really good.
Yeah, that would be nice as well. Maybe we could add it onto this one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we do. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think for now that's fine. Maybe for the Impact Quest one, we could mention stuff like how much money was raised to help projects in Denver or things like that. So maybe this is one we could look at later on. Okay. Okay, so I'll make a epic for that later. All right, cool. Next is the PFP collection. So Santi, you mentioned that you have news about this.
Yeah, basically we got news from my NFT. We were planning to auction several NFTs on my NFT platform, which was launching on the next week. Unfortunately, I got an email yesterday after insisting a couple of times because I hadn't heard from them, and they are closing down. They've had backing issues, and they're not gonna launch the service at all. So there is not gonna be auction of the NFTs. That being said, that leaves us, the door open to schedule the launch whenever we want. The contracts, Mitch told me that he was gonna deploy them on mainnet yesterday, and the front end has been tested. It was tested a couple of weeks ago, just the week before it there, and everything seems to be working properly. So it's just a matter of designing the comms strategy, which is going to be around minting for the allow list, people on the allow list, and then open minting and a minting party when we're going to reveal the final art that everyone that's gotten the NFT will be able to see. So it's just a matter of sitting together with Almond. Mitch told me that he was going to be working with Almond about the new timeline, and so hopefully tomorrow or maybe the day after tomorrow we can just define dates and strategy and start working on that.
Okay, so since we're not using my NFT, does that mean that we need to make our own landing pages also and our own front end?
We already have our own front end and landing page. The only thing that my NFT was providing was exposure through their platform. That's why we were using them. But we are set to launch. We're almost set to launch. We could launch this week if we wanted to. It's just a matter of coordinating with comms, thinking when's the best time to do so, and define the calendar. But technically, we are probably this week we will be ready to launch.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should try to launch it as soon as we can. I mean, because I know it was something that was in the pipeline for a very long time, and it would be nice to see it live. So hopefully, we can do it soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So that's cool. Yeah, is there anything that you need from the group to help you out?
No, all that I need is just to get to see the strategy whenever the guys start working on it, and just add whatever you guys need from my side. I know that long ago Almond wanted to create some type of banners like the ones she uses for the podcast. He was hoping that Rodri could be able to do some type of banner that we could use on the tweets. But it's just about working with them and see what they thought, and and working together. That's all.
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, I know that last week Alman said that she was going to take on like the comms for this, so I'll leave that up to her, I guess, to follow up with.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, thanks for the update. All right, cool. Yeah, so next up, this is probably my biggest focus for the week, which is Chainvine. So there's a epic here with all the things that we need to get done. So long story short is that it's live now, but we didn't announce it to the public yet until we test things out and make sure that the comms are in place and all of that. So there's basically a bunch of things that we need to do. So to start, I'll just show you like what it looks like. So if you go to this page, it's actually live here. If you go to giveth.io/referral, you can see this is the landing page that we'll have. Yeah, for now, please don't share it with the public because we're still testing it out. But I mean, if any of you want to test it out, feel free. Basically, we're making some small changes onto this page, and we're going to add a video on the bottom. And basically, it's live. So if you want to see how it works, you can test it out. Like just go on here, and click on Chainvine, and then it'll take you onto the actual page of Chainvine. And then you can follow these instructions here. So if you connect with your wallet, you can either get a link here that you can share with your friends, family, and network. And then if anyone makes a donation through that link, then you'll get rewarded for that. Or, if there's someone that's new to Giveth, if they landed on your link and they follow these steps here, then they'll get rewarded for that. So yeah, I mean, if you want to just give it a try and see if you notice any errors or if you notice anything wrong, let me know. But it seems to be working, and yeah, we're just figuring out some of the details. So what some of the details are that we're figuring out is if I go back to this here. So like one of them is how we're framing like this program. So Suga brought up a good point, which is basically, so like now how it works is if I refer someone else and they donate through my link, I basically get a portion of their givebacks. So like, let's say for example, they would have got 70 givebacks or like, $70 worth of givebacks because they donated $100. Because I referred them, they would only get $60 and then I would get $10 in an example. But in a way, it makes sense because number one, we don't want people to game the system, because if it wasn't done this way, then there would be